Hello, fellow duelists. This is Shadow of the Moon, and today I'm going to be showing you my updated Blackwing deck profile for December 2021. I did change a couple things around in here, a few things around. I added Small World, and right after this video, I'm going to be showing you a combo tutorial about how to use Small World and how to set up your best board for your Blackwings. Now, I also, in the next couple of days or few days, I have a budget Blackwing deck profile, so please stay tuned for that. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for my new subscribers, the people that have subscribed to my channel, and that you guys that are watching. Always enjoy it. You guys rock. Thank you for taking the time to actually watch it and pay attention and everything to all my videos, because I do try really, really hard on it. I know these aren't like master quality or like only, it pretty much is just a guy and his tripod and his phone kind of talking to himself, but in my opinion, I always try the best that I can. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight on into it. Alright, so first, obviously, is going to be Simoon the Poison Wind. This is the main key card in the Blackwing deck. So what it does is you reveal this card from your hand, banish a Blackwing monster, and then you can automatically activate Black Whirlwind directly from your deck. So then with its effect, you can normal summon it, which then will get you your search using Black Whirlwind, and then on top of that will allow you to get an additional normal summon that same turn. So that's why this card is absolutely bonkers crazy, because being able to get 2 summons in 1 turn is normal summons is just it blows my mind, and I still always love doing it because this deck is so incredibly fast. This deck has so much gas and fuel that you can just keep going and going and everything. And then I have one Chris the Krakodon. I did knock it down because Chris, even though it is a really good card and it's still worth playing one, since I'm using Small World, I'm trying to focus more on the other level 4, such as Bora. And this is a once per turn. So unlike Bora and Gale, which you can do it as many times a turn as you want when you bounce it back and stuff when you play it. This is going to be something that isn't once per turn. It is once per turn. So as long as you control face a Blackwing monster on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. And once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by spell and trap effects. So a lot of people always forget about that secondary effect because of it. And then 3 copies of Bora the Spear. Yes, I finally did get the 3 Boras that I was wanting. I know this one's a little bit damaged and everything, but it's 3 ultra rares. I'm really glad I finally got it, and these were not cheap. I held off on this for the longest time, and finally just said, you know what, the hell with it, I'm going to go ahead and buy them. So basically, Bora is one of the best cards in this deck next to Simoon, because it is not a once per turn, that if it gets sent back to the hand when you special summon it, you can special summon it again as long as you control another face-up monster, another face of Blackwing monster other than Bora the Spear. And this is one of the main important cards in this deck, because this will allow you to go into a lot of your plays. Alright, and then we've got 2 copies of Zephyros the Elite. Zephyros is the main card next to Simoon in terms of you wanting to be able to see this and Simoon in your opening hand, because by banishing this card from the graveyard, banish this card from your hand using Simoon's effect, you can activate Black Whirlwind, and then from there, when you get Oster the Southwind, you can bring this card back. Now, this is a great card to be able to, because it bounces back a face-up card, pay 400 life points to special summon it, and since it's a level 4, it is very, very, very versatile in this deck. One of the best. It's extenders, and you at least want to be able to see one in this hand. The reason I knocked it down from 3 to 2 is because since I have Small World now, it's a lot easier to see this card, as long as I can just activate Small World's effect and banish the face-down card to be able to get this card, or Simoon. And then speaking of Oster, 2 copies of Oster the Southwind. This is something that you don't normally want to see in your opening hand per se, but this is something that you want to be able to search into using Black Whirlwind. When this is normal summoned, you can special summon the banished Blackwing monster that was sent using Simoon's effect, or Lord of Darkness. And also he has a great secondary effect that if he's in the graveyard, you can banish him to put a wedge counter on all face-up monsters your opponent controls, which is very, 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 exceptional in this deck to be able to do that. Because if you're going into full Armor Master, then he's going to allow him to be able to take control of monsters and be able to destroy all of them that have wedge counters at the end phase of the turn. Since this is a level 4 tuner, it is very versatile. You can go into a lot of your plays using that card. Then next we have 1 copy of Gale the Whirlwind. I had to knock it down to 1. Gale is still very good because it's a level 3 Synchro. or a level 3 tuner, and it has the additional effect of cutting a monster's attack and defense in half, which makes it very versatile. Also, using this and using Hamart in the Dust can go into your level 8 Borreload Savage Dragon, or your Draco Berserker if you have that, or any other level 8 Blackwing that you have. And also, like Board of the Spear, he is not once per turn, which makes him very exceptional. Then we have Blackwing Gladius the Midnight Sun. This is a great combo disruptor. If you have a Simoon and then you have this, you can special summon this as long as you control exactly one face-up Blackwing monster on the field. Then you can normal summon a monster and continue with your plays. That's why he's mainly in here. He's a great extender and has very, very good synergy with the deck. Another good card that I run 3 copies of is going to be 3 copies of Gust the Backblast. Now, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. This does get in conflict with Simoon, because Simoon, you have to have no monsters to be able to activate the effect. But if you have this card banished, you can bring this card back using Oster. This can go into your Jin Buster using this and Hamart in the Dust to be able to kind of negate any of the hand traps that your opponent has, like Nibiru or Effect Veil or whatever. So this is a very important card in this deck. That's why I run 3 in it. Then we've got 2 copies of Hamart in the Dust. Hamart in the Dust can change and modify its level by selecting one face-up Blackwing monster in the field, such as if you have a Also the South one, it can become a level 6, and if you have Gale, it can become a level 5. Also, it can be special summoned as long as you control a face-up Blackwing monster in the field, and it is once per turn. Alright, and then lastly for the Blackwings, I have one Orochi the Squall. This is your level 1 tuner. It can be special summoned if you control a face-up Blackwing monster in the field. Also has an additional effect that if it's used as a Synchro summon, used as part of a Synchro summon, you can change the battle position of one card on one monster on the field, which is something a lot of people don't take into account, but it can be very, very useful. Alright, that's going to be it for the Blackwings. Let's move on to the tech cards. So first, you guys have seen it by now, my personal hand trap, DD Crow. This is a good way to be able to banish your opponent's effect, like Ash Blossom or whatever, by discarding this card, because it is a quick effect, and it is a Winged Beast. And since it's a dark type, it does work really well with Allure of Darkness if you have to discard it. And then for the Phantom Knights package, I run Raider's Wing and a Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. This is going to be special summoned by detaching an Exceed material from your face-up monster. And the monster that is used as an Exceed material for this cannot be targeted with card effects, which, if you have a Arc Rebellion or Dark Requiem or any of the Exceed monster attached to, with this card, it makes it very, very, very useful. And Silent Boots is mainly going to be in here because it can be sent to the graveyard using Rusty Bard each, and then you banish this card to be able to get a spell, Phantom Knight spell and trap, and add it to your hand. Alright, and now for the new cards. I have 2 copies of Radiant the Multidimensional Kaiju. This is mainly going to be in here for the small world, and also since it is a Kaiju, it can get over cards such as Nibiru, it can get over cards such as Dragoon, it can get over cards such as Phoenix Enforcer, so it is very, very versatile in that sense. You don't want to see this card particularly in your hand. This is the card that you want to be able to activate Small World from, so that's why I do run 2 in there, because you may need to be able to get the effect off and everything. But all in all, it's still a very, very good card to take your opponent. You send this card to give it to them, like if they have a Nibiru or whatever, and then basically, yeah, they do have a 2500 defense monster, but you can easily get over that. Alright, so that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's move on to the spells. So first, the 3 main cards in this deck, Black Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind is going to allow you to get gas and be able to get fuel, to be able to go into your plays, give your Blackwings amazing synergy, and just all in all, this is the card that you're going to always want to see in every single hand that you have. Alright, and then 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. This is going to allow you to give your draw power by drawing 2 cards, then banishing a dark monster from your hand. Comes in very, very handy because you get those 2 cards first. I know Wing Requital is going to be coming out in Brothers of Legend, so I do have interest on being able to get that, but mainly I'm going to probably put that in my Harpy deck. It's not saying that it's a bad card in this deck, but you have to be able to have, it's only a once per turn, and you have to have at least 2 face-up like Winged Beast on the field and pay the 600 life point cost, but mainly since it is going to be once per turn, that can kind of cripple and hinder it. That's why it's more for decks like Winged Beasts, like Harpies or Lyricalist or whatever in there. But Lord of the Darkness is such a great draw card, and I'm so glad we have it at 3. Alright, so now, like I was talking before, 3 copies of Small World. So how this works is, I'm going to break it down because it can be very confusing. Small World goes, you reveal a monster in your hand, a dark monster in your hand, and then, or reveal a monster in your hand, and then you reveal a monster in your deck that is either the same type, attribute, level, whatever, and then you banish the one in your hand and banish the one that you showed in your deck face down. Then from there, you can add a monster from your deck to your hand that is the same type or level of the one that was sent. So mainly, you're going to be pulling cards like Zephyros the Elite, Simoon. You're going to be able to get out your kaijus. You're going to be banishing your kaijus and the card in your hand to be able to get any number of your Blackwings from your deck. And that is why it's a great searcher for Simoon, because this will allow you to get Simoon into your hand faster if you don't draw it. Alright, then we've got 2 copies of Phantom Knights Rank Up Force. This is going to be in here for the Arc Rebellion. Since I did not change anything in my extra deck, this is going to be going into the Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon, and also going to be used to rank up to your Arsenal Falcon that will go into Kali Yuga. Then you've got 1 copy of your Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Launch. This is going to allow you to get into Kali Yuga during your opponent's turn, which will shut everything off that is face up on the field. And then Monster Reborn, you can place this with Upstart Goblin. I know I had that in before, but I prefer Monster Reborn because this is still a very good extender for this deck. If you have something in the graveyard, or your opponent does, you can take control of it, and you can special summon it. And then that's it for the spells. Let's move on to the trap. So I only run 1 trap in here, which is the Phantom Knights of Shade Brigandine. This is going to give you an additional level 4 monster, which can help you set up for your Exceed plays. Alright, so that's going to be it for the main deck, guys. Let's move on to the extra deck. So first, we've got 1 copy of Blackwing Full Armor Master. This is one of my favorite Synchro cards. This, if you have it, you can take control of one of your opponent's monster that has a wedge counter, and at the end phase of the turn, you can destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field that have wedge counters. Also, this card is unaffected by everything, so they cannot use any effects or spells, traps, or anything against it. And it being a 3k defense, if you put it in defense mode, makes it very, very hard for them to get over. So when you have Kali Yuga on the field, this card will not be affected by it because it is unaffected by everything, which makes it a great card. And I love being able to at least get this on the field. It makes me really happy to be able to see this guy on the field with all my other beat sticks and everything, because it still shows you that it is a Blackwing deck and everything, and that's what I always try to aim for. Then 1 copy of Blackwing Armor Master. It's the same thing in terms of this card cannot be destroyed by battle, so if you put this in defense mode, it is going to be able to protect you, and it has the whole 1 wedge counters. You can make it a monster's attack and attack 0 when you battle it. I personally have this in here for personal preference. If you want to put in Nothram the Starlight, that is up to you. Like I've said in my other videos, this is like my favorite card, and it has always been since the deck has come out, so I don't ever see myself getting rid of it. And then we have 1 Obsidian Tamerhawk Joe. Tamerhawk Joe will allow you to special summon a level 5 or higher Blackwing from your graveyard, and also is a great extender for the deck. Raikiri, the Rain Shower, can pop cards on the field based off the number of Blackwings that you have. So if you have like 4 of their spaces, you can destroy up to 4 cards on the field. And then for the last Synchro, we got Borreload Savage Dragon. This is going to allow you to get your Omni Negate by equipping it to your Raid Raptor Wystrix. And then that's it for the Synchros. Let's move on to the Exceed. So first, we've got your DD Dual King Kali Yuga. This is going to shut everything off on your opponent's side of the field, making it basically impossible for them to play. They can still activate stuff from their hand and everything, but in terms of that, that's pretty much all they can do. So the object would be to, if you have an Arsenal Falcon, you're going to rank up Magical Launch as soon as you can, send in if they haven't destroyed it yet, using like Twin Twister or whatever. But still, this is a great card, and this is... It's so easy to be able to bring this beast out. And then with it, to be able to rank up from it, is going to be your Arsenal Falcon. This is going to special summon a level 4 Raid Raptor monster, or not level 4 Raid Raptor, a level 4 monster from your deck, which is going to give you more synergy and to be able to go into your Exceed plays. And this is what you're going to be using to rank up into your Kali Yuga. And then we have the Arc Rebellion Exceed Dragon, and we have the Raider's Knight. This is going to be detaching a material to special summon this, and this is going to be overlaid. This will allow you to shut everything off on your opponent, all your monsters on your opponent's side of the field, and all monsters on the field and stuff. And this card's attack will be equal to the total attack of all face-up monsters on the field. So if they have like a Dragoon and stuff, this is going to be able to run into the Dragoon easily with like 14,000 attack power, which I have done that before. Alright, and then we have the Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon, and we have the Dark Rebellion. You're going to go into this verse with 2 level 4s, and then you're going to go into rank up, Phantom Knight's rank up force to go into Dark Requiem. This is going to give you your 3 negates by detaching a material, so that comes in very, very handy. And then you've got your 4 Strix. This will give you a special summon for your add a level 4 from your deck to your hand by detaching a material, and this is generally the main card. A lot of people, you should know, you've seen it and stuff by now. A lot of players will play that. And then your Djinn Buster. By having 2 materials, you detach 2 Exceed materials from this card to be able to negate a monster's effect. So if they have Nibiru in your hand, and you suspect that they do, you activate its effect, and it doesn't destroy Nibiru, but it will allow you to negate it for that turn, meaning that you can freely play and continue on with your plays. And then lastly, we've got a copy of Rusty Bardiche and Y-Strix. This is going to dump Phantom Knight's Silent Boots into the graveyard, and this is going to set up and special summon a level 4 from your deck that will negate its effects. But this is what you're going to be able to go into Zephyros or Raider's Wing, and then overlay for 4 Strix, and then for 4 Strix, you're going to be able to add a monster from your deck to your hand. So that is it for this deck profile. I tried to be as fast as I could on it, because I've done these so many, and I love this deck, and I always am going to love this deck. This is my favorite deck of all time, and my #1 deck, and I will always try to continue to upgrade it. That's why I always do videos every month or 2 of it, just to be able to show you the progression of it. And when I saw Small World, I was at first kind of hesitant, because I was thinking to myself, you know, hey, I don't know if that would be any good. How is that good? And I actually watched videos on it and actually tried it out myself, and it definitely did not disappoint. So definitely try out Small World. If you don't want to and you want to go for the Ultimate Falcon, that is another option that you can do with that deck. A lot of people do play with the Ultimate Falcon, and that card is just as good, but I prefer just to go into Caliuga because it completely shuts down games. So once again, thank you so much for watching my video and all my content and everything. You guys rock. And with that, birds of a feather flock together. So I'll see you guys next time.